Well, manatees need our attention and protection. These gentle giants that swim so gracefully close to the surface are dying at record rates. Here with tips on how you can help is Elizabeth Fleming from the Defenders of Wildlife. So welcome to the show. So great to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes,
it's great to be here.
We're going to talk a couple of our wildlife friends today, but starting off with the manatees, why are they endangered?
They have just come through a very traumatic experience, particularly in the Indian River Lagoon on the Atlantic coast, where much of the seagrass had died off because of nutrient pollution. And so they're recovering from that. But we lost more than 2,000 animals in 2 years.
Wow.
And so roughly about a quarter of the population suffered as a result of, well, we lost that many, but not only from that, but it was a big hit. And so they're slowly recovering. It takes seagrass a while to come back from that. But what's been happening this year and last year is, fortunately, they're reproducing again.
Okay.
But the mothers, it took such a stress on their bodies metabolically, and so they've been finding young ones that didn't survive. But they are doing better than they were a couple of years ago. It was catastrophic a couple of years ago. It was called an unusual mortality event.
So that, I know we need to be careful when we do things on the water, especially with boats. Does that plays into this as well?
Absolutely,
right? Yeah.
Absolutely. People don't always think about the wildlife that's in the water where they live, and boaters, it's hard to see manatees sometimes, but wearing polarized sunglasses and keeping a lookout, not going fast in shallow waters where they feed on seagrasses, obeying posted speed zones. But if people can just really be alert and think about that, it really can help a lot.
Yeah. Is there anything else that we can do to protect these manatees?
Yes, springs are very, very important. What we need to remember is everything we do on the land affects the water. When we put fertilizer on lawns, when we use chemicals at home, plastics, much of that ends up in the waters. And so that that affects manatees and sea turtles, and I mean, that is their home.
Yeah.
And so we really need to take care and to support conservation of lands, buying lands in Florida.
Yeah. Well, let's talk, you mentioned sea turtles. Let's talk about the sea turtles. This is their nesting season right now.
Yes.
Right? So what do we need to be aware of living here in Florida?
Well, when we go to the beach, say you go to the beach and have a picnic, make sure you take everything with you when you leave. If you leave a trash behind, it can attract predators that can dig up the sea turtle nests. Never bother the nests. If you see a sea turtle, leave it alone. And even simple things like if you dig a hole and make a sandcastle, fill that in after, because when the sea turtle hatchlings come out, they can get stuck in those holes and things. So just keeping the beaches as natural as we can. If you're staying on the beach, you live on the beach, if you're in a hotel, to turn the lights down at night and use lower shielded lights. There are a lot of ordinances in the state of Florida, and just people can be aware of that.
Yeah, well, how have we been doing? Because I know there's been, a lot of talk about sea turtles in recent years. Are we doing better? Are these efforts helping?
They are helping, and remarkably, with the incredible growth in the human population, Florida our beaches are host to the #1 sea turtle aggregation for loggerheads in the entire world.
Wow.
We are globally significant. It's very important for green sea turtles and also leatherback turtles. So globally, we are very, very important. We're doing a good job, but we can do more.
Okay. And how could we do more? Just be aware.
Again, with boating, too.
Yeah.
Sea turtles also, right now, they're coming ashore to nest.
Right.
So be aware of sea turtles being in the water. We don't often think of that as being a wild habitat, beaches and going to the beach and in the ocean, but it really is.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. It's always good to have these reminders, so really appreciate it. And you can get more information about this organization by to defenders.org.